Hi, I'm Chuck with Fish Fighter Products. Today I would like to take a moment and talk to you about our Real Feel gloves and tell you why I feel they're so important that you wear gloves while fishing. But before I do that, I want to kind of tell you a story so you'll understand where all of this thought process came from. Quite a few years ago, I was fishing with a guide on the Columbia River, and I noticed he wore gloves from the time I got on the boat till the time we got off of the boat. And on that particular day, we found a lot of success in catching salmon, and I said, "Hey, why do you wear these gloves?" And he said, "Quite honestly, it's because I want to catch all the fish in the river." I said, "Can you clarify, what is it that you mean by that?" And he said, "Well, there's no doubt you're going to catch some fish with just using your bare hands to bait your hook. There's no doubt about it. People catch bass, trout, tuna, sailfish, salmon, day in and day out, and they don't wear any gloves." He says, "But I want to catch all of the fish." He says, "I don't understand why people don't want to stack all of the odds in their favor. Fish use sight, sound, and smell to find their food sources. They also use it to protect themselves. If they smell something or see something or hear something that they don't like, they're going to frighten away from it. So by wearing gloves, I'm going to do the best to mask the human scent." He said, and I wasn't aware of this at the time, but humans put off a scent called L-serine. And it's a scent that's found in your sweat, typically will come out of your hands. Fish find that repulsive. So in order to back up his studies, I did a little bit of research on the internet. I've talked to a lot of other guides. I just want to read you a study that I just read on the internet to validate this statement that I'm making, that it's done by scientific study. Dr. David A. Ross, PhD, who's an oceanographer at Woods Hole Oceanographic Institute, wrote a book titled The Fisherman's Ocean. In that book, he stated that experiments have shown that a chemical commonly found from human skin is offensive and even repulsive to some species of fish. The offending chemical has been identified as an amino acid called L-serine. He also went on to say that other offensive chemicals that had the same or similar offensive reaction to fish were gasoline, oil products, nicotine, and insect repellent. None of us would go out and rub our hands with motor oil or gasoline before we baited a hook, yet many of us are putting off L-serine in our hands and we're touching our lures with that, and it could cause the same type of reaction to fish. So the best way to mask that is frequent hand washing or the use of rubber gloves, or in our case, nitrile gloves. So after I learned all that and did a bunch of studies and talked to a lot of other guides, I started wearing gloves, and we found that all gloves are not created equal. You know, the gloves that I was buying came in a cardboard box, and they were either too hard to put on or they would tear when you put them on. They didn't have a very good feel to them, so we set out to find what we feel is the best fitting, best wearing glove on the market. And the result is our Real Feel gloves. And we put them in this real nice jar. We use a nice waterproof label on it. We're very proud of the Fish Fighter logo. We don't want it eroding, with the rain. We wanted a nice waterproof jug so you could lay it anywhere. It's easy to get a hold of. We also offer them in 4 different sizes, small, medium, large, and XL, so that you can find the glove that fits you. The other thing we've done is we chose to go with the nitrile glove, which is hypoallergenic. A lot of people can have a negative reaction to latex, so we went with the nitrile glove. The other nice thing about our glove is that it has a slight texture to them, which it's really hard to show on camera, but there's just ever so slight texture, so it really helps when you're grabbing bait or grabbing a fish. I love to wear these on them. It just kind of helps to grip the fish. A lot of people are reusing our gloves. They've proven to be very durable in that aspect. So I learned from this guide that by wearing black gloves in the winter, the sun light is absorbed into the black, and it really does help to warm up your hands. In fact, it does such a great job. We had to come out with summer gloves that were blue to try to help reflect some of the light away from your hands, because in the summer the black gloves just got way too hot to wear. Another nice feature about wearing our nitrile gloves is that when you're reaching into the water, your hands aren't getting saturated with cold water. You can just quickly towel them and your hands stay nice and dry. A lot of guys and girls are wearing them as liners inside of their gloves. They just work fantastic. And we're really proud to bring these gloves to market, because it's just one more step in our relentless pursuit of chasing big fish. So I really want to thank you for your time today, and in closing, I hope to see you on the water.